And it's time. Here we go. Hi, I'm Jay Skinner, and you're on the pre-show for the Buyers and Sellers Show. I'm live every Friday morning at I would say 10:35. I always come on a couple minutes early, give everybody a chance to get on board. Topic today is the recession. What? What recession? I don't know. Whatever it is that's going on that's prompting people to do things to one another right now and to complain and whine and moan and watch out for themselves without regard for others. This is kind of a silver rule show. If you remember the silver rule, which was do unto your vendors as you want your customers to do unto you. And we're live, and I'm Jay Skinner. Pick up this wire right here. There we go. Make sure everything's all plugged in. And I want to welcome you right now to the Buyers and Sellers Show. What a great day. I'm so happy you came today. Yep, this is Friday morning here in beautiful Westfield, Indiana. It's 10:35 a.m. and you may be watching the replay. You may be here live. And if you're live, I really want to encourage you to go over there to the comments section and type in your comments and say hi and get involved, because what we're talking about today is something special everybody's thinking about to some extent or another. And then of course there's my website. If you want to get in touch, it's a good place to go. So what are we talking about today? Recession. Are you feeling the pinch? You getting pinched? Are you feeling the pinch and you getting pinched? And really, I know some of you may say, well, what recession are you even talking about? You know what? I don't want to get into the definitions. I just know that this kind of conversation is coming up and that I'm beginning to hear from business people that things seem to be slowing down. And so before they get too slow or we're into some sort of a problem, I wanted to talk with you about, how to address a situation like this. If you all have been to good positive thinking programs and things, you've probably heard, well, I'm just not going to participate in it. Well, that's easy to say, and I get the idea. And I'm not going to either. I'm not going to be a leader of the charge down the hill into oblivion. What I'm going to be is a leader of the charge that says, hey, look what's happening around us, and how are we going to respond to that? That's what we're doing. So let's just start with this idea. Are you getting letters informing you that your new terms with your vendors are net 60 days or 90 or 120? I don't know. What are people saying? I would love to hear from you. If you're getting any of these kinds of letters, I got one, and I'm going to share some of that with you. I remember, in 08, 09, getting letters like this. I remember between when things were good and nobody was talking about any kind of financial crisis anywhere, I just remember getting letters where I was getting pinched to donate to the company party, or pinched to, get involved in this new thing going on at the company where they're asking putting the arm on all their vendors to make some sort of a contribution to the Christmas party or the employee party or the some sort of an effort or event, and thinking, is this right? Do what I think about sending that to all the people that depend on me, and just kind of putting, putting a squeeze on them, twisting their arm a little bit? No, no, I wouldn't. Not even a little bit. And so I'm interested in how you think. And I have people that are on both sides of this. And what I'm talking about here is, we talk about the golden rule: do unto others as you want to be done unto. How about the platinum rule, which is do unto others as they want to be done unto? And then there's the silver rule right here: do unto your vendors as you want your customers to do unto you. And this is for bad times and good times. It always counts. And so here's my first question. My first question to you as a buyer: you might be one of my customers if I'm selling plastic pallet stuff to you. Okay. As a buyer, are you tempted to send out these letters like I got here? No, I flip it around. I don't want you to read it. This is a private business letter, but I want you to hear what it says. So it's dear supplier partner. It's not exactly personalized, but my business with these people over the last 20 years has been in 7 figures. So I'm talking about the company that's sending me this, a good customer, a giant company. They say, we've managed our way through significant business challenges during these last few years. I think they're talking about COVID. And they've also made some acquisitions. I know about that. It's like, oh, well, that was good. No one twisted their arm to do that. That's part of their growth plan. And now they're owned by this big corporation, and they're well-respected global people. And it's like, I get it, with billions of dollars worth of sales. They're bragging about how big and wonderful they are. And being part of this gives us and our suppliers a wide range of new product technology and market opportunities that were not available to us prior to the acquisition. So we were big before, and now we're really big guys. So we go on and says, we have been and will continue to review many of our methodologies, our operating methods, to align with this big company we're part of and, quote, best practices. They didn't put the quotes in there. I did. Best practices is kind of in the eye of the beholder. We believe that being open, honest, and transparent in our approach is critical to our ongoing success and subsequently your success with us. Okay. So they keep going, explaining that they need to be competitive in the marketplace and all these things. And they start kind of doing a sad sack thing. It's like, oh, we need to be competitive. And so it's necessary for us to facilitate growth of our company. And so, the market pressures are always forcing us to make difficult business decisions to maintain this market position. And it's like, just woe is me, because here's the hammer. Key elements of our plan, nothing to do with me. I mean, it's like, they're not exactly talking about us walking down the road together for our mutual success. But what it does say is, in the coming years, it'll include investment in our current operations, relentless pursuit of productivity, and improving our discount terms with our vendors. It's like, okay, all about that, all about them. And so regarding payment terms, now I just want you to know that my negotiated payment terms with them has been always just net 30. No discount, no nothing, just net 30. I provide the product. 30 days later, I expect to get paid. I have not been paid in 30 days all these years. They have always stretched me out an additional 15 days. And it just became a fact of life. It's like, okay. Always thought that was weird, but okay. Now, so they go on. So they're just saying effectively now we're moving to 2% 15 net 60 payment terms. To me, not would it be all right? Could this work with us in our relationship? Not anything. We're thinking about doing this, but it's not worth thinking. It's just effective immediately. You're going to give us a 2% discount on whatever it is you invoiced it if we pay within 15 days. And we have the ability just to stretch it all the way out to net 60 and pay whatever you invoiced it. And if it's like they did with net 30, then it's going to be net 75. I don't know. I mean, I love these guys. I love my customers. I love you. If you guys know who this letter came from, good. It's probably from you because I'm being so vague. But what I'm saying is that where's the partnership? Where's the work and the love that you get from me and you expect from me? Why are you doing this to me? Now, I got some comments here. Let's see what people have to say. Chris Harris says, hey, Jay, terms are tough at times. However, you can choose when to turn down an order. That is right. We're going to talk a little bit about the solution side of this, Chris, and what that means. Thanks for your comment. And Sharon is there. She says, good morning. And Sharon's over here watching me on Twitch today. Oh, how fun is that? There we go, Sharon. Good to see you. And Sharon is telling us that she has been live 1,294 days in a row for her business. And if you want to see her, get to know her, and understand her business of the products that she sells, and she's wonderful, and you can be part of it, is go to that's THE, SharonHoffmeister.com. And that's my niece, Sharon. Glad to have you here, Sharon. And then see, here's another comment from Greg Sneed. And he says, where is the love? I know. Where is the love? So let's talk a little bit about this issue that we're into right now. It looks like there's plenty of people on board, and you're thinking about this. And one of the questions is, have you been tempted to send out these letters, and what should you do? Okay. And my answer is do the right thing. That seems a little subjective here, but let's just go with it. Is there anything in your letter or positions that expresses your concern for the well-being of your vendors? Zach, you tell me. Certainly would get me writing this better, even if they personalized it. Or better yet, gave me a telephone call and said, look, here's our situation, and we'd like you to work with us on this or that. I mean, I already know my situation is such that I can't do this. It doesn't match up everything with my suppliers, with my whole supply chain and everything what I do. It's like I can't just, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, but I just can't just pass the grief on down like it doesn't matter. I'm a great vendor. I'm a great supplier to this company, and I'm a key resource and have been for many years. However, putting the arm on me, that squeeze like that, it's like, give me a break. As the water goes down, it goes down everywhere. All the boats are going down with it. When the water goes up, all the boats go up with it. And we don't need to force it. We're all feeling the pinch of the things that we can't control. So are you, as this customer of mine, just passing the grief along that was given to you by your superiors or your boss, or did the CEO, it's like, tough guy, and wow, we're going to do this, blah, 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 and inflation is at this and everything is the perfect time for us to do this, and let's do this, and let's stretch people out and keep our money longer and do this. And it's like right now, 2% discount. Well, what really happens? Well, I can tell you what happens. Most vendors get these, and rather than having these conversations with the people of the truth of the way they have it, they just raise their prices, knowing that these guys are going to take a 2% discount, or they're going to stretch you out to net 60. And then you take the hit on your own cash flow. And right now, based upon interest rates and stuff, that 2% times 12 is 12%. That's real close to what everything's going up and the inflation we're living with. And it's not anywhere close to what you get when you have the money just sitting in the bank. So why do we have to do this? And do you think it's right? How many of you have ever had somebody with a boss, like he says something like this, and you find out he's pounding on you because he just got pounded on the same way? What? Are we supposed to do that to others? Mm-mm. Here's an interesting quote. And this is a quote by Norb Savannasini. And Norb is the author of Life's Harvest and founder of AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com. And I've had his vice president of digital strategy on talking about the Working Genius program. And they're a company that I've hired for one of my clients, and they do an awesome job. We're working together. Norb sits in the corner office, and his sons run the company the most, but he's still up there as a guiding light. And this book is wonderful. And I will tell you, let me show it to you. You ought to get it. The quotes that are in here, not just by him, but by other people that he's accumulated, are fantastic. It's a wealth of knowledge and it's inspirational and thoughtful. So what did he say? There's the book. The test of management is the ability to make the best decision between two or more questionable decisions. I really like Norb. I liked him. Oh, we met. He took good care of me in terms of with his company and greeted me and had me in his office. We got to spend time talking and spending. But how thoughtful is that? Just a full understanding as a founder of this big giant company of the conundrums that you come across in decision making. I like it. So let's see. Greg says capitalism and compassion can be opposing forces. That is right. And I'm telling you that they don't have to be. It just depends on how people do it, how people apply it. And that's why we're here. So when it comes to this, what's doing the right thing? I think doing the right thing is to say, time out. What's our problem? And how should we really handle it? And do we really want this to happen? Or are we just trying to upset our whole vendor base? And then what's even worse, that these letters go out, putting the arm on people. But then when they are dealing with their customers, they're insisting on net 30. They're insisting on something entirely different than what they're demanding their suppliers and vendors do. It's just not right. Do you think it's just right? Looking forward to your comments. And I'm telling you, you have the power. You have the power to not pass that pain and that grief on, but to step up and stand up and do the right thing. Now, let's go the other way. Here I am. I'm a seller. I'm also a buyer. So now I'm going to go over to the seller side. I don't have any letters from sellers right here telling me anything, but I saw an example the other day of a seller talking to a customer, and they were being pretty rough and not nice at all, really. And I thought, man. And then if you happen to be a seller and you get one of these letters, how are you going to respond? Same answer for the buyer. Do the right thing. So what is that right thing? What is that right thing? Well, now, first of all, like Chris said earlier, you can accept or reject whatever it is they're giving you. You can take the order or not take the order. But what I'm suggesting to you is, first of all, take the emotion out of it. When you get the letter, okay, I got my letter here. and I know other people are getting similar letters from other companies. Try not to be incensed or upset emotionally, or get that out of your way before you start responding. And then my suggestion is the first thing that you do is decide in your own mind, is this fair what they're telling you they're about to do to you and to your account, which is change whatever you've negotiated before into something that's worse. And can you deal with it? Is it work with you? If you think I don't even want to deal with it, I'll take it. Great. Then you just do it. Okay. But if you think this is not going to work, I can't do it, then what do you do? Well, the first thing is call your customer directly. The customer that you talk to on a daily basis or on a regular basis, or the one that requests the purchase orders or the capital expenditure requests, as it is in my case oftentimes. And talk to them about the letter you just got. Now, Greg's in here. He's got a thought here. He says, companies that operate with high ethics are secondary to high profits. So companies that operate with high ethics, then that's are secondary to high profits. Well, I know what you're trying to say. And Greg, I know that a lot of companies will put profits ahead of ethics. And we've talked about that. And you were a guest on my show about business ethics. And it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, I know you know that too. It's a decision everybody can make. And one of the ways is if we just decided as individuals working for these companies that we weren't going to pass the grief downhill through the people that we manage or through the people that we work with, and then do it with a straight face and act like it's okay to do. It's like, and then show up at the baseball game with people you do business with and act like there's nothing going on, where you've lost all your integrity because you're acting at work different than you act in personal life, and it doesn't match your belief system. Wow. So what are we going to do? I'm going to call my customer right here. That's what I'm going to do. And I've already done it. And it was like, I can't do this. He said, I get it. I understand. And I just told him, if you get a call about whether or not I'm a valuable vendor, can you tell them that I'm worth keeping? He said, of course, Jay. It's like, they already know I do a lot of stuff that, quite frankly, other people don't do. Maybe they can't even do. And so I go to the person that's placing the orders with me, and I get them to understand the predicament that I'm in. And they'll in turn almost always tell me, yep, heard those letters went out, and they're embarrassed by it because it's not their style. If they had a problem with a vendor, they would go one-on-one with them, but this was broadcast out from the top of the company. It happens. All I ask is, if you got a call from, the top financial people in your company saying, hey, we're getting some pushback from Jay Skinner and PDT Associates. Is he worth keeping? Would you say yes? It's like, of course you would. And I thank you. You know who you are if you're watching. Now, this is not something new. This is what I've done over the last 30 years when these types of situations came up and I was getting arm twisted. There were also times when something came through and I had a conversation. We talked about their situation. How can we work together? And we came up with a program that was satisfactory for everybody involved. And that's what I want to do here. I can't have anything change. In this particular situation, it just needs to stay the same, which is my terms are net 30, you pay in 45. I can live with that. But I can't go to 60 and you pay in 75. I can't even go to 60 and get to match up with everything else that we're doing and be fair to my other vendors, because I'm not going to do that to other people in my life and in my business. It's not right to just pass this grief downhill. Someone needs to say stop and take it on, because we don't really, all of us need to do that in order to survive. We don't need to put that onto our customers or our vendors. Well, what do you think? I'm gonna look over here at comments and see if there's additional comments here. Really appreciate those of you that have come in here and watched and has some thoughts. Many of you will be watching the replay after this has already gone on, and I want to encourage you to reply right here. It will become a matter of record. It'll be in here. I also get a notice that you replied, and I will be sure and get in touch with you. And if this is interesting and you want to talk to somebody like me, there's my contact information. It's j@thejskinner.com at 317-922-7526, 317-922-7526. And my website is thejskinner.com, thejskinner.com. And check it out. You'll see my plastic pallet business. You'll see my CEO extender business and testimonials from customers from all over the world. And I encourage you to take a look at that. And if you think maybe we should spend some time together, give me a call. We'll talk about it. It's been a pleasure to have you. So, is there a recession coming? Are we in the middle of it? Are interest rates going up? Yes, of course, some of those things are happening. Do we have to participate in making life difficult for our suppliers or our customers as a reaction to all this? No, we don't. And if you're in a situation where you do need some help from your suppliers or your customers, then just give them a call. If you got to send a letter, because there's so many, at least personalize it and ask them if they can help. Don't demand it or just let everybody know effective on this date, everything's changing. Man, what do you think about that? Believe me, I wouldn't do that to you. I don't think you would do that to me either. I want to thank you for coming. You've been on the Buyers and Sellers Show. I'm Jay Skinner. We're having a great time, and we'll go out with this. 5'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what that 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen? Has anybody seen my gal? See you next week. Same time, same channel. Really appreciate you being here. Bye now.